Hello folks, got Quick Decks hockey back on the table. I'm setting up for Dallas, Washington Game 5. Dallas leads the series 3-1, so we're looking at a potential elimination game here for Washington. And this is back in Dallas after Dallas won, I think the score was 4-2 in the last game. Let's see, so at this point, I mean, if you've seen the newsletter for September, then there's some links there. You can see the bracket, and you can see what the other guys are doing. We've had, let's see, we've had Calgary sweep Chicago, and Boston swept Anaheim. So those teams have moved on. Arizona, of course, moved on over Seattle. And Vegas, likewise, over Ottawa. All right, so we're reaching about the halfway point of the first round. So in this video, I'll show you more kind of the setup for this game. I'll play the first period, and then I'm going to chop it down. I won't show you every flip of the card and all the nice detail that comes with it. It can make for a long video. So I'll chop things down, kind of show you some key highlights from the first period using Quick Decks. So it uses 20-sided and 12-sided dice and a 6-sider on occasion, mainly for this penalty chart. And then I've got a pair of each over here. You've got your puck marker, your possession or zone marker here. I use these for marking the main forward lines. Then you got a variety of wood pieces. I use those for marking defensemen. And I'll go ahead and set some of these out. For strategy purposes, these little cylinders, they're easier to get a hold of. We don't know what the strategies are yet. You'll see me roll for that in just a minute. Oh, that went up under my stand. All right. So yeah, there's lots of little bits to keep track of. These 3 light blue cubes are good for marking your player selector grid here. We'll get to in a second. So the action deck, it doesn't have to be thoroughly shuffled. I've already shuffled this some because it's really there's 6 different readings per card. So odds are, as you get to these various cards, you're not going to be reading the same result on them all the time anyway. All right, that's all that's really needed there. For setting up the ice action cards, again, these have already been at least partially shuffled from the end of a previous game. The ice action cards are used for timing, so the setup for it is more specific, more involved. So what you do is, for this era anyway, you're going to use a card per minute. And then, of course, that's not divisible perfectly by 3, so you're going to have 7 cards in the first and third segments. These other cards are not going to be needed or used for this particular period. You can work them in later. And then you have these markers here. So we're going to mark the end of the first segment here, and then the end of the second segment here. So what you're doing is you have 7 cards in the first segment, 6 cards in the second segment, and as you get into the third segment, you'll have 7 cards again. So, you know, that kind of shows that the pace of the game, you know, tends to slow down maybe in the middle of a period. I mean, that's really dictated by the events of the cards. But it makes sense. It does make sense to me that things sort of ramp up as you get near the horn at the end. There's also a clutch marker that you can put in there. I don't necessarily think you use it for every period. I've been using it in the third period. And you put it in with about 5 cards remaining. Okay, so that's part of the setup. I'm using a Stone Cold Hockey score sheet because I may switch over to Stone Cold Hockey depending on how this game plays out in the first period. We'll see. I'll keep that option. Then another thing that you can do and set up is you got to get your goalies figured out. And so, let's see. Lindgren for Washington has a 1 through 11 range. Whoops. I rolled a 5, so it will be Lindgren. And then this cover card for these goalies also has the strategy, the solitaire strategy piece on it. We'll talk about that in a sec. Ottinger for Dallas is a 1 through 12. On the 20-sider, I rolled an 18, so we're going to get Wedgwood instead. All right, so Ottinger needed a bit of a break after that heroic effort in Washington in the last game out. And so Wedgwood is going to give him a break today. All right, what else? So strategies. So like on the Washington card here, where's my strategy charts? It says clear and balanced. Okay, that's kind of their mentality or their tendencies, tactics-wise. So you got these cards here, these reference sheets. First and second period, I'm looking for a combination of clear and balanced. Sounds like it should be a news network. Alas, we have no news networks like that today. All right. So here's the clear and balanced, and you roll D12 for both forwards and defense. So the white for the defense, clear and active. This is for Washington, so I'm going to put clear, and the defensemen are active, and then 6 on the forward side. Dump and chase and active. It says D and C, so there's dump and chase and active. That's the wrong one. Dump and chase and forwards active for Washington. And then Dallas is completely different in terms of their mentality. Pass out and pass in. And basically what that means is they tend to be a bit more aggressive, take a bit more risk when in terms of moving the puck through zones or into the next zone. So I think that's over here. Pass out, pass in, pass out, bounced. And I'm still looking. Pass out, pass in. Here they are. And we do the same thing for Dallas to set up their strategies. All right, they are pass out. For the defense, but not active. And then that's a 5, pass in and active for the forwards. Okay, forwards active. And then this marker here, I'll just set up here for now, not indicating anything, all right? So that's how you set up your solo strategies. Obviously, if you're playing this head-to-head, it'd be really fun to look at the strategy options and do those, choose those yourself. Anything else we need to do? We got our goalies, we got our strategy. Yes, we still haven't rolled for our selector yet. So you don't always start, you know, right here evenly on this selector. You roll randomly. So there is a line for selecting forwards only. There's a line for selecting defensemen only, top and bottom. In the middle, it's a mixture of the two. And that's a neat way of making sure that any player can be involved. All right. The 20, it's going to put us all the way over here. And what you'll be doing is you're reading to the right or to the next space. So if you're all the way at the end, then it's going to be this space that gets activated the next time that category is called for. 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is where that one's going to go. And then the last selector is also 15, so it's going to go even on the defense line. All right, I believe we're all set up. And off we go. All right. So you start off the game with a neutral zone face-off. Visitor, face-off +1. We're referencing these ratings over here. There's a 7 is the best they've got for Washington. And then no adjustment over here. We also have a 7 on the Dallas Stars side, so it's a tie, goes to the visitor. Okay, so visitors have possession in the neutral zone. Now, whenever there's a question about, once possession is established and you're moving zone to zone, or potentially moving zone to zone, then that's when you're using these ice action cards. So let's get into that. Are they playing, this is Washington, is Washington playing pass in? No. Are the D-men active? They are. They turn the puck over because remember what we're saying, a little bit more risk-reward involved in being active. They turn the puck over. The D-men are caught. The defense, which is Dallas, now takes possession of the puck for an odd man rush, just like that. Okay, so that will refer to this chart. So now we have Dallas suddenly taking possession for an odd man rush. I'll roll a 12-sided die, and it comes up with a 3. It's a 3-on-2. If the high pass assist, which is a 15, is 9 or better, he can make a pass to create a choice shot inside. So I'm going to look over here, and my best inside shooter being Rope Hintz. So this gives you this narrative, right? Turnover by the defense. Robertson takes possession with that 15 pass assist. He moves the puck over to Hintz. Hintz inside. Is there a modifier? No. So he's going to get an inside shot. Unmodified. All right. So a lot of chances we'll have a modifier on them, making a shot more or less threatening. So when you're shooting, you have to roll that number or less. So his range is 1 through 8 on a 20-sided. He rolls a 6. It's a good shot. Now we have to know whether Lindgren can stop it with a 7 or less on a D12. Okay. Let me say something else because I just noticed this. I did not roll to determine whether a goalie was shaky or good or solid. They have 3 sets of ratings. And so far I haven't messed with that. I'm just using the good or the average, which is the lion's share of the range. It's 60-70%. All right. So the question is now, good shot by Hintz on a 3-on-2 odd man rush, and Lindgren has to roll a 7 or less to make the save. The result is an 11. He does not, and just like that, in the very first minute, on the very first card, Dallas on an odd man rush goes up 1-0 on a goal by Hintz. And, just by the narrative, we know that Robertson we get an assist there, okay? I'm not tracking assists, but it's intuitive. There you go. So quite a start to this game. Let's keep going and see what transpires. This does have a shift change on it, so I'll go ahead and roll the lines as we get into another face-off in the neutral zone. High-rated team, high-rated number wins. I've got 2 7s here. That beats anything the Caps got, so this is Dallas taking possession in the neutral zone. What do they do with it? Possible penalty. Put that there. All right, and we're going to look at create ratings, 15, 12, or 9. The create ratings, oh, there's a 13. They make a good play and pass to the F player for a slot shot. So this is that random selector, right? So I move this over, and I see that it's going to be the center, which is Duchesne for a slot shot. So his slot rating is a 4. So the question is, can he roll a 4 or less? On a 20-sider, he rolls a 6. It's a good shot, but not good enough. The save is not there, so therefore it's a rebound. That's a normal rebound, or what's termed here as a rebound okay. If defender has momentum or aggression, which I'm not tracking at the moment, then in this case, the Stars get the rebound. Pass goes to the right wing for another slot shot, just like that. Pretty neat. All right, so the right winger here, Tyler Seguin, slot shot. He needs to roll a 4. He rolls a 7. They're rolling pretty well on their shots. Save made this time. That's going to be held for a face-off. So that is a face-off in the home attack zone. And I don't see anything about a shift change there, but we do have this penalty to check. All right, so during that shift, somewhere in that neighborhood, we're going to check for a penalty. All right, I just rolled 1 through 3 on a D6. So I roll a 3, and we go to the penalty charts. The result is a 2. It's going to be a home high penalty rating. So who's the penalty guy here? I've got Mason Marchment. So looks like that's going to be it. So penalty on Marchment. This is on the second card. And then 3, it says if his penalty rating is 1 or less, no penalty. Otherwise, it's a minor. So Marchment going to the sin bin. And now we've got Washington on the power play. All right, for the power play, put a marker there, and a marker here for the special teams units that are on right now. I don't remember if I shuffled these or not. All right, these cards equate to about 30 seconds per. So, 2, 3, 4. For the man advantage, I put that number 1 marker in there to indicate that penalty expires in 2 cards time. And then Marchment is unavailable, and he is not on the short man unit anyhow, so doesn't need to be marked up there. Doesn't really need to be marked down there either, I suppose. All right, let's see what we get. All right, action. Possible penalty. Roll a d6. A penalty is called on 1 or 2. That's the first thing we do on this on this power play card. I roll a 6. So that doesn't apply. If the power play unit D player, that's going to be the right defenseman, as I move that marker over, has a create of 8 or better. I just said right defenseman, didn't I? Okay. Right defenseman create, oh yeah, 12. The RD on the power play unit is Ovechkin. Okay. So then that pass will go to the FD player, left winger, Pacioretty, for a slot +2. Pacioretty's slot is only a 1, but he gets a +2 on it, on his range, so he needs to roll a 3 or less to get a good shot here. He rolls an 18, that's not going to work, and a 3 on the save means that that's held for a face-off. So we have a face-off in the visiting attack zone. And that's it for that card. Next card, almost halfway through the power play here. Power play controls in the attack zone. No surprise, here come the Caps. The D player, left defenseman. Does he have a puck move of 10 plus left defenseman Carlson? Man, he does. 12. Boy, they got some good ratings over there. He passes to the F player, which is going to be the left winger, for a slot +1. That goes back to Pacioretty. And now he needs to roll a 1 or a 2 on that D20. Not likely. So they're giving him chances. That 8 is not good enough for a save. We got a rebound. So we keep going. Is his rebound okay? If the goalie rebound rating is 7, it is not, or better, he would hold. Otherwise, the FD player gets another slot chance. Now it goes over to the right winger, and now we've got Oshie. We're trying to roll a 4 or less, no modifier. 19 is not going to do it. The 8's not going to do it either. So the rebound is okay. We're going to go to a new card. All right, that's half of the power play gone. I'll go ahead and flip that card. This doesn't matter. It's just a timing thing. And let's roll the other power play unit out, the other line, and we'll do the same down here and roll a change off for the short side. And power play controls in the attack zone. No surprise. If any power play has a pass assist of 12 or better, well, on this second line they don't. They're not as creative as the Ovechkin, Pacioretty, Oshie group. So therefore their pass goes back to the defense, to the D player. That's going to be the right defenseman, LaPierre, for an outside, unmodified outside shot. 3 or less. And a 13, that shot goes wide, and a 12. The puck is still loose. Any rebound, it says, if the short man has a D player with a D rate of 9+, and I'll make sure I look up here. Oh yeah, we got lots of them over here on the star side. So then they get the puck and they clear. So that kills off that. 1 card remaining on this power play on the Marchment Minor. All right, power play controls in the attack zone. Here come the Caps again. Do they have a forward with an O rate of 11+? Nope, they do not. The puck is loose. The high forward takeaway gains control. All right, so I guess we look at both sides. High forward takeaway. The high takeaway over here is an 8. Miro Heiskanen. High takeaway over here is an 11. Tom Wilson. Wow, okay. So Wilson's just going to out-muscle Heiskanen in this case to win the puck. That's the way I'm seeing it. If the power play unit gains control, high pass assist goes to the D player. High pass assist. Okay, so that just tells us that LaPierre gets his stick and sends it over to the right defenseman. All right. Actually, he's going to keep it. So that's a couple good plays by LaPierre, right? He looks around, assesses the situation, keeps the puck, and he's going to shoot outside. Here we go. LaPierre with an outside needs a 3 or less. He rolls a 17. Boy, I'm rolling high for the Caps shooters right now. And that's going to be a rebound okay. If the goalie's rebound is 6+, no, he's a 5. He holds. If not, go to else. So down at the bottom of the card it says, the power play unit, the Caps, get control. They move the puck back to the D for an outside +2. Now the shot, it gets even more serious because of all this moving around. You know, like you could kind of see it going back, maybe deflecting off the goalie, off the boards, spinning around, and then getting swept back toward the blue line. All right, outside +2, so that's going to be left defenseman. Sandin, outside +2 is a 4. 4 or less on this shot. He rolls a 3. He makes a good shot from a long ways away. And no, the save is not made. And here, right in the final closing moments of this power play, I mean, we went all the way through the end of that 4th card, and it is going to be Washington with a power play goal. And who was that? Sandin? Yeah. Wow. And we're tied. All right, that will do it for special teams in the power play. And we'll get back into the normal action. A lot of stuff happening here. 2 goals really quick here in the first period. Reset with a neutral zone face-off. Puck comes loose. After the face-off, the team with the highest takeaway gains control. Oh, excuse me. We'll go ahead and roll these lines. And the defensive pairings. All right, so we're looking for the high takeaway. There's an 11 for Jamie Benn. And what do we have over here? Nope. Nobody can match that. It's going to be Jamie Benn, Stars captain, taking charge. Possible penalty. Oh. And there's my expiration marker for that penalty, but I'll put that there anyway as a reminder. Now, do the Stars have 2 players with a forecheck of 9+? Forecheck. There's an 11. Nope. Just 1. If not 9, does the defender have 2 players with a D rate of 11+? No, they don't. All right, so the Stars, all of this stuff goes on. These players are sort of checking each other, but the Stars maintain possession. If the Stars are playing pass out, which they are, they move all the way into the attack zone for a chance. Shot is blocked. The puck is loose. It's a rebound okay. Stars, control it. The high shoot of 9+. Can create a choice shot here, if I'm reading this. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. I know what they're saying. So the high shooter of 9+, yeah? So that's Wyatt Johnston or Jamie Benn, can go to the choice player for choice shot, you name it. All right, so the choice shot, the best shot would be Dodonov inside. So this is gonna be Wyatt Johnston looking for Dodonov. He finds him, and he needs to roll a 9 or less. Does Dodonov, he rolls a 1. Wow. And a 10, the save is not there. Lindgren cannot stop that shot. And now we have Dodonov making it 2-1. And again, here you know that Johnston would certainly get an assist on that. Ben probably would too. You know, I mean, you could go through a lot of different processes to assign assists, but that just, the narrative pretty much gives it to you. All right, so here we are, 14 minutes remaining in the first period. We've had 3 goals scored already. Now, we got this penalty to check on, 1 through 3. I roll a 2, of course, so it will be a penalty. Potential penalty. Okay, not always. All right, so we roll, I'm going to roll 2 12-siders and a 6. And the first D12 is a 4, highest visitor. So we're looking for the highest penalty rating on the visitor. There's Pacioretty. Yep, it's going to be Pacioretty. And then don't need to read the D6, so we go to the D12. 2-minute minor on Pacioretty. So, minor penalty, Washington. Pacioretty. And now Dallas goes on the power play. Goodness gracious. It's another minor. So I'm going to count off 4 cards. And they got their first special teams lines out there respectively. Stars, control, in the attack zone. If the FD player is rated 9+, FD, it's going to be the right defenseman with an O rate. That's Matt Duchene. He is. He passes to the high shoot for a slot chance. The high shooter is either Robinson or Pavelski for a slot chance. Let's go to Pavelski since we have a... I guess I could determine that randomly. I guess I will. All right, 1 through 3 is Robinson. 4 is Pavelski, so as I was. All right, this is going to be a save. So a high roll for Pavelski, not a great shot. It goes right into the breadbasket, and Lindgren holds.